Do you have a plan to be financially successful? As teenagers, we all want to be rich and not go into debt in the future. However, are Gen Z students prepared for financial success? For the past 2 months at ANU's Gen Z Public Speaking and Leadership class, we have learned about financial literacy. And in this video, we would like to show you how we plan to be financially independent by the age of 25.
We're taught about the 4 pillars of financial literacy, which are income, expenses, assets, and liability. First is income. Income is where you receive your money for the labor and the work you provide. Income is consistent. Meet Tim, a 25-year-old who loves children and medical science. It was natural that he became a pediatrician. He earns a salary of $250,000 a year, and that's his income. Your expenses are what you owe. Your rent and utility bills are examples of expenses that you must pay. In a month, it's Tim's niece's birthday. He wants to buy a present and fly out to BC to visit her. The pendant he bought her cost $100 and the plane ticket cost $750. In total, the expense Tim has is $850.
Assets is an investment, where in the future you're able to sell it and make a profit. Well, Tim is a smart man, so he decided to invest in some stocks. Stocks help him get money, but it's not a fixed job, such as a doctor. Tim decided to buy a nice house for $400,000. 10 years later, he sold the house for $500,000. Upon selling the house, he made a profit of $100,000. These are his assets. They are not fixed, but they do help him earn money. Finally is liability. Liability is similar to assets, but instead of making a profit, you lose money. Tim needs a way to get around, so he decided to buy a car. A car is liability. Tim doesn't get any money by earning a car, and the price of the car will only go down over time. He doesn't earn any money with the car. In fact, Tim spends a lot of money on a car. You'd have to pay for the repairs, pay when it breaks down, and pay to fill up with gas.
We also learned about the cash flow quadrants, which are employee, self-employed, big business, and investors. Employees have a set job. It's the safe zone. They earn an average salary, but pay a high tax rate. Right now, Tim works as an employee, so he pays a tax rate of 25%. When someone is self-employed, they don't report to higher-ups. They own their own business and easily earn a salary of 80 to 100 grand. When Tim's niece convinced him to start his own business, he quit his job and became self-employed. Self-employment is risky, but it does have its benefits. However, Tim is worried about the high tax rate that comes with being self-employed, which is almost 40%. He does earn a higher salary, but the tax rate is killing him.
A big business may be risky, but if done successfully, it can have huge rewards. A big business's tax rate is around 15%. During Tim's journey as an entrepreneur, his small business grew into a big one. Tim Inc. is now a huge business specializing in medtech, and his tax rate is lower too, only 15%. Investors spend money to gain money. They invest in small businesses, and as these businesses make profits, they earn a portion of the profits. Now that Tim has money to spare, he invests in small businesses, and he earns a portion of their profits. And guess what? His tax rate is even lower, 5%.
Now, by knowing these terms, we can start to plan out how we can be financially independent by the age of 25. To us, financial independence is being able to pay all the bills without the support from our parents and being on track to paying back our loans.
In 11 years, when I'm 25, I plan to work as a project manager for a robotics engineering company. I will earn an annual salary of approximately $950,000. This means that I would need support from my parents and a scholarship to go to university to get a degree in computer engineering. I plan to get a summer job as a camp counselor when I'm 15 to start saving up for university. I also hope to live in a condo that I expect to cost me around $600,000. I plan to buy a car, which will be around $35,000, and groceries will cost me about $100 per week, and utility bills will cost around $1,500 to $2,000 per month. I don't want to go on a vacation just yet since I'm just out of university, but later on, in a couple of years or so, I'd like to take a small 1-week vacation somewhere.
In 11 years, when I'm 25, I plan to be a project manager for a company that pays me an annual salary of approximately $100,000. This means that I would need to get a student loan to go to university and get a degree in business. I also hope to live in a condo which will cost me around $700,000. I plan to have a car which I believe will cost around $40,000 to buy. Groceries will cost around $100 to $150 per week, and utility bills will cost around $1,000 to $2,000 per month. And if I wanted to go on vacation, I would need to save up around $5,000 per minimum to take a small vacation to go to somewhere.
In 12 years, when I'm 25, I plan to start and have a business that pays me an annual salary of approximately $230,000. This means that I would need to get a loan and scholarships before starting a real business, to go to the best university and get a computer engineering or biology sciences degree, and also hope to live in a luxury house that I expect to cost me around $800,000 to $1 million. I plan to buy a car by the age of 25, costing me around $50,000. Groceries will cost around $100 per week, and utility bills will cost around $3,000 per month. And if I wanted to go on vacation, I would need to save up around $100,000 to go to many countries at once and see different places around the world.
In 9 years, when I'm 25, I plan to work as a software engineer and have a business that pays me an annual salary of approximately $100,000. This means that I would need to get a loan of $100,000 to go to university and study software engineering. I also hope to live in an apartment that I expect to cost me around $2,500 per month. I plan on living alone in my apartment and take the bus to work, so I wouldn't need a personal vehicle. Groceries would cost me around $120 per week, and utility bills will cost around $200 per month. And if I want to go on a small vacation, like a camping trip, I would need to save up at least $5,000.
In 11 years, when I'm 25, I plan to work as a computer scientist that pays me an annual salary of approximately $184,000. This means that I would need to get a loan for my scholarship to go to university and get a degree in computer science. I also hope to live in a house that I expect to cost me around $1 million. Utilities will cost around $5,000 per month, and I plan to buy a car by the age of 25. Which will be around $87,000. If I want to go on vacation, I would need to save up around $40,000 because I like to go big. Overall, I will try to stay in the safe zone and not take too many risks. But after I'm established, I will make a few investments and become an investor.
We all need to plan for financial success, but first, we need to be acknowledged as to how we can do that. Unfortunately, schools don't teach this to students, so it is our responsibility to be taught about them at a tender age so we are all set for the future. So, what are you waiting for? What's going to be your journey for financial success?
invest in small businesses, and as those businesses, businesses.
Finally is liability. Liability.
To us, financial independence is being able to pay all the bills with. Oh, I forgot what I said.